I believe that a single good movie can change your entire life.
A good movie can change your life. When I heard Makima say those words, I knew I had to make this video. Given the countless videos I've made talking about the Chainsaw Man anime before and after its serialization, and the countless Twitter arguments about Season 1's direction, it was inevitable that I would speak on this movie. From the first look at the new character designs, I knew something special was brewing. That feeling only became solidified with the first trailer. Chainsaw Man had finally embodied its manga roots. A vibrant color palette, mixed with designs that closely replicate Fujimoto's art style, was a sight to behold as manga panels were fatefully lifted from the page. Despite all these nods in the trailer, it couldn't prepare me for what I would witness as I sat in the theater for the next couple of hours. Words can't describe how I felt after the credits rolled. Finally, the Chainsaw Man adaptation of my dreams. It was vindicating to see every argument of how a more colorful adaptation wouldn't work, or it would be less cinematic, or even that the official color version of Chainsaw Man is not an accurate representation of the source material, despite most manga being overall based on the covers and the color pages present in said source material, with a few exceptions. Reze Arc proved that Chainsaw Man can be cinematic without losing the style present in the manga, which should have been obvious to anyone, but I don't just want to come here and talk about the direction or gloat. Let's swing back to what Makima said. Now, the Chainsaw Man movie didn't change my life, but it did change my perspective on Season 1 of the anime. I still didn't like the direction of Season 1 or the unnecessary cutting of material, which, to be fair, wasn't much. However, given what that first arc was in the grand scheme of Chainsaw Man, it somewhat works in contrast with the movie. The Reze arc is the beginning of a shift in this story, with Reze elevating the stakes and action of Chainsaw Man. This sudden change is reflected in the tone and style of the movie, and for anime-only viewers, it offers them a taste of what's to come. To put it plainly, Chainsaw Man Season 1 is somewhat grounded, all things considered, and everything after that is the Chainsaw Man that us fans are accustomed to. But that's not the only perspective shift I had while viewing this film. I was never a big fan of the Reze arc, and while that hasn't changed, this movie made me a much bigger fan of the nuances of her character and how it relates to Denji. Reze and Denji's relationship is one of Chainsaw Man's most nuanced tragedies, built on mirroring traumas and impossible timing. Denji's a boy who desperately wants to be loved, while Reze is a girl who was never allowed to be human, raised as a weapon, though she's ordered to manipulate him. Reze's soft moments, her blushes, hesitation, and quiet stares reveal genuine affection breaking through her mission. Denji, who has only ever been used, mocked, or controlled, finally feels seen by her. Their simple school date symbolizes the normal life both were robbed of, and it's why she almost chooses freedom with him. A key contrast in this lies how Makima and Reze treat Denji. Makima gives him affection as a leash, controlling him through obedience and emotional starvation, treating him like a tool and a weapon rather than a person. Makima wants to hurt Denji. Reze, by contrast, treats him with warmth, curiosity, and sincerity, speaking to him gently, enjoying his company, and offering him moments of real humanity. The tragedy deepens because Reze genuinely tries to go back to him. She makes a choice for herself for once, yet never reaches him. Reze hesitated to hurt Denji, and Denji never learns that she cared or that Makima stole his chance at love from him. The dynamic ultimately captured Chainsaw Man's core theme. In a world ruled by violence and power, even the purest moments of connection are doomed, not because they aren't real, but because the world refuses to let them live. With all this talk of perspectives, I hope I was able to change your perspective on the idea of subscribing to the channel. It helps out a ton, more than you know. And while you're down there, feel free to check out the channel's continuous sponsor, Boomslang, a company that makes anime-inspired merchandise, specifically clothing. They have the new Zodiac line hoodies, which look stylish and comfortable, and using my referral links and my discount code, you get 10% off, I get a little cash back, and we all win. Let's get back to today's video. I think what really brings this home is how each character takes Denji out on a date. Makima's date is controlled, refined. There's not too much emotion. It's focused on one thing, a movie marathon. It leaves barely any interaction between the two because they spend most of their time in silence watching movies. Yes, the time they spent was long, but it really didn't amount to much. Denji didn't really learn much about Makima. Makima, per usual, kept him at arm's length, slowly manipulating him as she went along. Her date isn't about connection, it's about conditioning. She leads, he follows, and every interaction strengthens her ownership over him. Reze, on the other hand, treats her time with Denji like a breath of freedom she wasn't supposed to have. Her dates are messy, spontaneous, and full of emotion. Because they're not performing control, she's accidentally slipping into humanity, like a real date with someone who has chemistry with you. When she swims with him, teases him in the cafe, she's not guiding him with agenda-driven affection. She's reacting like a normal girl experiencing warmth for the first time. Their school date is especially revealing. Reze becomes playful, soft, and almost childlike. She opens up emotionally, laughs freely, leaning close to him, showing comfort and desire without calculating the effects. She gets flustered, hesitates, stares at him too long, things Makima never does. The attitude is defined by conflict, not control. By the end of the movie, we can tell she's torn between her mission and the real connection she can't hide. Unlike Makima's perfectly curated emotional trap, Rize's moments feel unscripted, alive, and painfully honest. She treats Denji like someone she could choose, not someone she expects to kneel. And this is all the more telling by how both of them are in similar circumstances. Reze never got to experience school. In essence, while Makima's dates are acts of manipulation designed to tighten her grip on Denji's identity, Rize's dates are accidents of genuine affection that reveals the person she wishes she could be. Makima orchestrates moments to keep Denji dependent. Reze stumbles into moments that make her want to break free.
Say my name. My father gave me that name, and it meant nothing. Now I ask you to give it back to me. One last time. The way you said it at the beginning, when it meant the world to you.
This is Grimtoki, this is Beyond Animation, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.